What do you make of his style? What type of fight are we going to expect to see?
賢く頭を使って最後は KO する瞬間をお見せしたいと思います。
I'll fight in a smart way and then I'll finish it with a knockout.
Do you think you and Inoue finally getting in there, that's a fight that will define this era in the lower weight classes?
I think so. I think me against Inoue would definitely be, if not one of the biggest fights in the lower weight division.
When the dust settles, you know, real recognized real, game recognized game. When the dust settles, who do you think is going to be standing? And everyone in boxing, respect to Nakatani and some others, but they see you and they see the monster, and it just looks different. You two look like different kinds of animals than everybody else. And that's really what super fights and eras are about. The dust settles, two guys are left standing. When you survey the landscape, is the monster that guy for you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, people have been mentioning that fight even before I became who I am today, so I know when that fight does happen, it's going to be huge for the sport of boxing.
Naoya Inoue has finally responded to Jesse Bam Rodriguez after his bold challenge, sending excitement through the boxing world. His answer shows confidence, a desire to build his legacy, and the possibility of a huge fight that fans are already eagerly talking about.
Fight people want to see, so I'm expecting those prices all the time.
Do you kind of look at Inoue like he's your Spence to your Crawford? He's like the Mayweather to your Pacquiao. You look at him like that?
I mean, nah, I don't, but I know a lot of people want to see that fight, like I said. So it doesn't matter.
Max Kellerman compared a possible fight between Naoya Inoue and Jesse Bam Rodriguez to the legendary clash between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. He believes it could become the defining fight of this era if both champions keep ruling their divisions and eventually face each other at their best.
And Bam, and are different when you put your eyes on them.
Nice.
Yes. The reason people wanted to see Pacquiao and Mayweather fight, well, they both demoed Hatton and Cotto, right?
Right.
But it was also when you watched them, you were watching something that was different than everyone else in the
Stood
sport.
apart. Yes.
Bam is one of those guys, and if not for the fact that he's short with a short reach, I would take him against the monster. However, the fact is he is short with a short reach, and the monster is a lot. What do we all think about this?
He still has to prove himself at 118 pounds and 122 pounds before we can say, okay, maybe he can beat the monster.
Fight at a catch weight of 120 something pounds.
Exactly. But I will say this, fighting in the weight classes that he has occupied, flyweight and junior bantamweight, where he's Ring Magazine unified champion, he looks...
Sean Porter believes Naoya Inoue has the advantage because of his size, age, and world-class experience. He says those strengths could make it very difficult for Jesse Bam Rodriguez to overcome the challenge.
I am inclined to favor Inoue in this fight, even though I haven't seen as much anyway as I've seen Bam. But the reason why I favor is because the age gap, the size gap. That's big for the little guys. And Inoue is a monster. He's a monster. So I think that Inoue would be the favorite, and the betting odds and the blah 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 blah. And it's a hell of a fight, but I just feel like there's a gap there. I think with this two right here, I think that gap in that weight actually does matter. I think that gap in that weight, Inoue being slightly older, more...
Porter explained that weight classes are even more important in the lower divisions because even a small difference in size can make a huge impact. He believes that in a fight between Naoya Inoue and Jesse Bam Rodriguez, those physical advantages could play a major role in deciding the result.
Bam will be the favorite. That's a hard fight.
And he said he has a problem believing that Bam would be the favorite against Inoue. I'm not, and you said this, so shout out to Ant. Yeah. You've been saying that, these weight classes don't matter.
Yeah, I always say a 3-weight fighter.
I think where the weight classes don't matter, the lower weights, I'm sorry, where they matter, where they do matter.
Oh, okay.
The lower weights. Reason being is because those smaller guys, they're not going to get any bigger. They're not going to go from 114 to 118 and mysteriously put on this muscle that they didn't have before. Their bodies are made the way that they're made.
Unless you're Manny Pacquiao. What he started?
Yeah, you're Manny, but Manny,
That's one.
Manny was working, once in a lifetime situation. List kind of goes on, and then heavyweights. Those guys are young, big guys that eventually grow into being what they become.
Yes.
But you got so many weight classes in between. You got 130 pounders that could fight at 135 or fight at 140. You got 40s that can fight at 54, and they're pulling the weight down to get the 40.
Andre Rozier praised Bam's team, including Robert Garcia, but advised them not to rush the move up in weight. He believes Naoya Inoue's non-stop aggressive style makes him an extremely dangerous opponent, and says Bam must be fully ready before taking on that challenge.
It really seems like the fight is Inoue and Bam.
Right.
It seems like the fight, man.
Everyone is waiting for that fight. I think that Robert's done a fantastic job with Bam also. I mean, really. With his whole team, to tell you the truth. Fantastic. I think that that's going to be a good fight. I'd like to see Bam acclimate to a new weight class first instead of jumping right into that fire, because that is real fire there. I mean, you going up, that's some real smoke out of that Japanese. Well, he's a kamikaze. He's going in with guns ablazing. He's gonna cause a Hiroshima up in that ring.
According to Rozier, the fight between Naoya Inoue and Jesse Bam Rodriguez could be competitive in the early rounds, but Inoue's size and strength of the weight may help him take control as the fight goes on. He believes Bam's biggest mistake would be moving up too quickly without adjusting first, but if he adapts well, the matchup could remain close, exciting, and competitive until the end.
Who are your favorite in that one?
Inoue.
Do you think it's a very, very competitive fight and Inoue just pulls it away at the end? Does Inoue stop him? How does it kind of look in your eyes, man?
I think it's going to be competitive early, unless he gets in there, Bam gets in there Inoue's actual size and his ability to control that weight is just too much for him. But if Bam can, scale to that next weight class and give us more than what we thought, it'd be.
Jesse Bam Rodriguez said he is happy to fight Naoya Inoue anywhere, whether it is in Japan or the United States, because he likes both options. He made it clear that the location will not change his mindset, and that his only focus is making the fight happen no matter where it takes place.
Of where it happens. I mean, obviously, you're with Mr. Honda, so I'm sure there's no issue with if it happened in Japan, but I'm sure you would love for that fight to happen maybe in Las Vegas, maybe California, somewhere where there'd be a big, Mexican-American turnout.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't care where it is. I love going to Japan anyway, so if I were to fight out there for the first time, that would be great. But like you said, if it's in the United States, that's great as well, just because there's a lot of Mexican-American fans that will support. So, I mean, it is what it is. Wherever the fight ends up being, I don't care as long as the fight happens.
Have you, because he might be a potential opponent, when you watch his fights, do you sort of see the openings, things you could pick up on that you're like, oh, I could expose that, or I see a little flaw right there, like my left hook could go in right there?
Honestly, I don't. I just sit back and enjoy the fight. He's a great fighter. All his fights have been exciting, so I just sit back.
Before the fight between Naoya Inoue and Junto Nakatani, Jesse Bam Rodriguez made it clear that he was paying close attention to the division and had already set his sights on facing the winner. Bam said he was willing to fight either champion, showing his confidence and determination to challenge the very best. He also explained that both styles interested him and promised he would be ready no matter who came out on top.
Not next, but definitely down the line would love to see you fight either against Nakatani or Inoue. Do you want to maybe say who you favor in that fight between the two?
I think Inoue wins the fight, just because he has more experience. He's been in the weight division longer than Nakatani has, so I do favor Inoue, but Nakatani, he does have a chance as well, just because he has that kind of one-punch power.
Maybe that could be the big fight in your hometown, right?
Yeah, hopefully. If not, I don't mind going to Japan either. I love going to Japan. I love spending. Yeah, I love spending time there. So.
Oh, so you have traveled there before?
Yeah, I've been there plenty of times. But like I said, either San Antonio or Japan. I don't.
When asked who would win between Naoya Inoue and Junto Nakatani, Jesse Bam Rodriguez picked Inoue because of his greater experience and the fact that he has spent more time in the division. He admitted that Nakatani still had a real chance because of his dangerous one-punch power. Rodriguez also said he would be happy to fight in either San Antonio or Japan, because the location does not matter to him and he enjoys visiting Japan. When the fight finally happened, it began at a careful pace with both fighters staying patient, which made the early rounds less exciting for some fans. As the contest continued, Inoue controlled the range with a sharp jab, smart timing, and excellent ring IQ, slowly taking over and landing the cleaner punches.
Magazine champion at 122 pounds. What does it mean to you to fight in what is considered this great, biggest fight in Japanese history?
今後のまだ日本ボクシング界を背負っていくというか引っ張っていく存在として今日はいい戦いができたと思うのでまたこういったいい試合ができることを
Naoya Inoue stayed in control for most of the fight by using excellent timing, steady pressure, and outstanding ring IQ, especially during the early and middle rounds. Junto Nakatani enjoyed some good moments in the later stages, but Inoue's experience and calm approach kept him in front throughout the contest. The judges scored the fight 116,112,115,113 and 116,112 for Inoue, allowing him to remain undefeated and successfully defend his undisputed super bantamweight titles. The fight had several exciting exchanges, but also many tactical rounds where Inoue controlled the action and limited Nakatani's offense.
Pound for pound list. There's been so much talk about this fight being the biggest in history. For you, did it live up to the hype?
まあ本当に今夜は勝つことだけを本当に考えて戦ったのでいい夜になりました。
Of course, Junto Nakatani is a lot younger than you. You are still at the top of your game at 33 years old, but he's going to be here for a long time. Did he impress you in there, and do you think that he could still be the face of Japanese boxing when you do decide to retire years from now?
そうですね。今後日本ボクシングを背負っていくのは中谷選手だと思うし、またスーパーバンタムでチャンピオンになれる選手だと思う。今日戦う。
After the fight, many people asked Naoya Inoue if the biggest matchup of his career lived up to the massive expectations. He was also asked whether the younger Junto Nakatani impressed him, and if he believed Nakatani could become the future face of Japanese boxing after his retirement. Following Inoue's convincing victory over Nakatani, the discussion about a future fight with Jesse Bam Rodriguez has grown even stronger. Eddie Hearn revealed that early talks have already taken place for a huge showdown between Inoue and Bam. He believes the fight has everything needed to become one of the biggest events in boxing history, because both champions are undefeated, highly skilled, and ranked among the best pound-for-pound fighters. Hearn also said conversations are continuing behind the scenes, and while nothing is official yet, the excitement keeps growing as fans and promoters see it as a potential era-defining fight.
There has been some early preliminary conversations with His Excellency about Inoue against Bam, and I do think that fight is inevitable. I don't think it's going to be necessarily straight after the Vargas fight, but it could be as quick as in the next 2 or 3 fights. It's probably one of the biggest fights in boxing. It's one that Bam likes the idea of, but first things first.
If you want a soundbite, can we just call out Naoya Inoue now at 122? You know, and I think people talk about Inoue going up and fighting Tank. Why can't Bam go up and fight Inoue as well? I mean, that's not got Robert Garcia's blessing, but it's been talked about in the past, and I do see. You know, Bam in the last fight really struggled to make flyweight against Sonny, and it's mad because they were talking about him winning world titles at 108 as well. So I think he now knows that Superfly is his division, but he will 100% move to bantamweight at some point.
Amir Khan praised the possibility of a mega fight between Naoya Inoue and Jesse Bam Rodriguez, and said it could become the biggest fight in boxing. He explained that it would not matter if the event was held in Japan or the United States because he would definitely be watching. Khan believes both champions are world-class fighters and says their meeting would capture worldwide attention because of their skill, speed, and undefeated records. He feels Inoue's power and experience matched against Bam's youth and talent would produce an exciting battle. Khan also said opportunities like this do not come around often and deserve a global audience because they showcase the very best of modern boxing in the lower weight classes.
Big one for me would probably be Inoue against Bam Rodriguez. Yeah, that's top. That's the one I want to watch.
Yeah. That's a boxing IQ at its
That's like Pacquiao and Mayweather. Like if they would have fought in their prime, you get me? They never did. It was not in the prime. They could still make the fight happen, but it was not in the prime. Right now, Inoue against Bam Rodriguez, brother. Man, I'll pay top dollar. I'll fly to Japan, wherever. I want to watch that fight.
And you know, the beautiful thing about that fight is I think we still have...
Experts believe Naoya Inoue should make his next move against either Jesse Bam Rodriguez or Rafael Espinoza. Both are viewed as dangerous high-risk, high-reward opponents who could have a major impact on his legacy. Analyst Malik Scott says that at this stage of Inoue's career, only the very best fighters are worth facing instead of regular contenders. He believes Bam Rodriguez offers incredible speed, outstanding technical ability, and proven pound-for-pound talent, making him one of the toughest style matchups in the lower weight classes. Rafael Espinoza brings a completely different challenge with his height, reach, pressure, and physical strength from a higher division. Scott believes these are the two biggest tests available for Inoue and says true greatness comes from facing the hardest possible opponents. If Inoue defeats both fighters, it could secure his place among the greatest boxers of all time.
Is it like, let's hold on. Let's just say, is it anyone other than either Bam moving up or Inoue moving up to fight Espinoza?
No, that's it. Those are the two options, Max. And I want to see Bam first before Inoue moves up. We have Bam moving up to 118 in June for the first time. So he's getting closer now. And I want to see that fight next if Inoue does win as expected. Again, I'm not sleeping on Nakatani at all, though. I think Nakatani is going to give Inoue all he can handle. But talking about lower weights, Inoue and Bam Rodriguez is one of the biggest fights probably in history below 126.
Yeah, you know, I agree. I think Bam, the reason, Malik, that you look at Inoue and Bam, should Inoue beat Nakatani, is those are both special, super, top 5 pound-for-pound, twitchy, speed, power, skill, the whole thing type fighters. And that
Jesse Bam Rodriguez really defeat Naoya Inoue, or is the monster simply too strong for anyone to beat right now? Share your prediction in the comments, and let everyone know who you think comes out on top.